This is Chef Nene and Chef Lala, and we are at the Team Up Connections program at the Robinson's Church here in Charlotte, North Carolina. And we are gonna share a new recipe with the kids that's gonna be easy for them to wow their families at home, which is a Honeybun Cake. Stay tuned.
Now we're gonna show you the ingredients that you will need to be able to do this at home. Very simple. You will need cinnamon. You will need Duncan Hines boxed yellow cake mix. You will need oil, Pam baking spray. Very important. Pure vanilla, Jello vanilla pudding, evaporated milk, eggs, powdered sugar, and light brown sugar. First step and most important step is never make any kind of cake, whether it's box cake or homemade cake, in a plastic bowl. We must use a silver bowl. We are going to be following the instructions on the back of the box cake. So we're gonna need a half a cup of water, 3 large eggs, and a half a cup of oil. I will not bore you while I do this, but these are the instructions, the first step of what you're gonna be doing in a metal or a glass bowl. If you're doing it by hand, you will need a whisker. Or if you have a KitchenAid blender at home, you can also use that as well. Let's get started. All right, our first step is in the bowl. And I'm gonna turn the camera around. In the bowl, we have our powder cake mix. We have our vanilla Jello pudding. Because I doubled the box cake, we have 6 eggs. And we're now going to pour a cup of water in there. Then we're going to put our oil in, mix, blend, and we'll see what the batter looks like when I come back. Now that we've added the oil, the water, the eggs, now we're mixing all this up to some beautiful cake batter. You can see the thickness and the condensity of the cake batter. It's not too thick, not too thin, but we don't want any lumps or bumps. So you gotta just keep hand mixing and hand mixing.
A little bit thicker than pancake batter.
Right. Now this is how your batter should look. It shouldn't be any thicker. It should be like a pancake batter.
A little bit thicker, Chef. I think.
Yeah. That's it. So now we are going to take this and we are going to pour it into our cake pan. While Neosha Chef Nene is mixing up the cake batter, now this is the most important step. Pam baking cooking spray. You want to coat your pan very generously. You want to coat that pan very, very generously, whether you're using a regular cake pan, a bundt pan, whatever pan you choose to use, it must be sprayed heavily so your cake will not stick. Go ahead, Chef. We have poured our cake batter into our pan. I have measured my 2 cups of brown sugar and added a tablespoon of cinnamon to it. We are going to take this and we are going to sprinkle this all through the cake. Take all of our brown sugar and our cinnamon and we are going to sprinkle it all through. We are going to take our spatula and we are just going to gently swirl this through. After swirling this through, we're going to place it in the oven for approximately 35 minutes and we'll be back. We'll be back when it's done. The cake just came out the oven, and this is the finishing of the cake. While the cake is warm, you're going to take a toothpick or something that can poke little tiny holes all through the cake. That's all I'm doing, is poking little tiny holes so your icing can go all the way through and make this a delicious sweet honey bun cake. So in our bowl, we have 2 cups of powdered sugar. This is really important because you have to add a little bit of evaporated milk at a time. So we're gonna start with 1 teaspoon of ooh, see how that can happen? 1 teaspoon, but you just stir it. We're gonna mix this up until it becomes an icing. And you really do have to eyeball it, but you can't pour too much liquid in there. And this might take a minute to get where it needs to be, the condensity. But we are going to get it done. Let me take y'all, this bowl was way too big to make the icing in. So I poured it into my glass measuring cup, and I did add a little bit more powdered sugar. I added a little bit more evaporated milk, and I put also a teaspoon of vanilla extract, pure vanilla extract. And I just continue to stir, and stir until you get a nice, not thick but not too thin icing that we will be pouring over our honey bun cake. Now that the cake has the punctured holes in it, we're gonna take our icing and we're just gonna pour it over there, however you would like to do it. We're going to take our spatula afterwards, and we're going to kind of like smooth it out to make sure every little piece has some nice, delicious icing on it.